Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to That's Football for the World Cup round of 16, and it's the French, Vavavoom, against the Polish with Lewandowski. We had a day yesterday of the favourites going through. I think we're going to have a day of the favourites going through today. I mean, look, I can't see France not beating Poland, and I cannot accept that England will not beat the Senegalese this evening. So it should be a day of favourites going through, I think. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it pans out. But I'm looking forward to it, and I'm hoping that we get the games that we want to see here, because I want to see this French side. I've got to be honest, I don't want to see Poland going through. I think they're crap. I like Poland. I just think that you've always been quite boring in tournaments, so I just can't see it. But look, I think most English people would want Poland to win, because if they did win, we'd have a better chance of making a World Cup semi-final than we will do if it's against France. Philippe is Polish and says, I'm Polish, but we're going to get battered. X-Men, welcome to the members club. Yeah, I think it's very difficult to look beyond a win for France in this scenario, and I don't think there's anything negative about that. We do want to have some upsets, because I think that's where the tournament becomes more interesting, when you do get upsets. But obviously we didn't get any yesterday, and I'm not convinced we're going to get any today. But we don't know. We might do. You'd probably say there's more chance of a Senegal win against England than there is between Poland and France. But we'll go through the team news. As you can see, the stats carousel is up and running. Let me get that started for you so you can see the team news as it goes round there. Where's my live chat as well? There we go. That's what we want. I'm doing both games today, and I've got both games today, and obviously I've got my studio watch-alongs to come as well, so looking forward to those. Don't worry about the quarterfinals. That's Senegal's problem, says Gerson. Look, at the end of the day, well, I'm English, maybe some of you are English, you've got to have a bit of bravado about you. You've got to feel that with the players that we've got, we should be winning that game. I think there's so many leaks coming out around about what the team is, but I'm hearing with England that Henderson is starting, Saka is starting, Foden is starting, and Rashford starting. So that, to me, sounds like it'll be a midfield of Rice and Henderson, with Foden at 10, Saka, Rashford, and then Kane. I quite like that team. I mean, it's much more attacking than I would have thought, and I'll give Southgate a bit of credit there. I think, as much as I don't like Southgate as a coach, I'm not going to sit there and say he's a bad coach if he starts picking the team he never has. That, to me, sounds like Bellingham's dropping to the bench and Henderson's coming in, and then Foden's going to play as a 10. Well, I can't really argue with that. I can't really argue with that team if that's the team he does. What do you think Argentina's chances to make the final are, says Young God? I mean, the Netherlands against Argentina on Friday night is our first quarter-final. It's a good one on paper. I think the Netherlands have defended well and countered well, as we saw yesterday. And I think Argentina yesterday was the best game they've played. I thought, maybe Australia aren't the best team they've played, but I thought Messi just was the best game I've seen Messi play in a very long time. And I thought Argentina in the last half an hour look really good. The problem for the Netherlands and Argentina is that they'll probably play Brazil in the semi-final, and they will be underdogs. But where are we with this tournament at the moment? I think the last few days of the group stage were fantastic. I think the first day of the knockout stage was great for the Dutch, great for Argentina, but for the neutral, they weren't close games. USA, Netherlands was meant to be a bit closer than that. The Netherlands always kept them at a distance. And Australia conceded first, which meant it was always going to be very difficult. So we had the two favourites go through. France against Poland is one game that I would say, if Poland got anything from this, even extra time, I would say that is amazing for the tournament. But I expect France to win in their lovely tracksuit top. And England, Senegal. Well, I'm English, so I'm going to be biased. So I think we're going to have another day of the favourites going through. That's great for me, because I think the French have been a really good team, and if they play well, I want them to stay in the tournament. I'd love to see France go deep into the tournament if they're going to play well, and I'd love to see England play France if France are playing well, because that'll be a real test. And obviously, I want England to beat Senegal, but for the tournament, I don't think the quarterfinals would be interesting. England, France, Argentina, Netherlands. That'll be interesting. But the round of 16, at the moment probably does need a really close, exciting game to keep this tournament momentum going of what we got at the back end of last week. And look, we might have to wait till tomorrow or Tuesday for that, but I think this weekend so far has been about the favourites, and I think it will stay that way today. But we will see. We will see. Let's go through the team news anyway. You've got it going round in front of you. I haven't actually looked at the team news yet, so this is going to be a first look for me. So let's go through it. You've got the French side: Lloris, Koundé, Varane, Upamecano, and Hernandez. I quite like that. I quite like that. That's his back four. I like Koundé at right back, and obviously Varane and Upamecano works well. Tchouaméni and Rabiot, no surprise there. Dembele, Griezmann, Mbappe, Giroud, no surprise there. And look, the thing I've liked about the French is the fluidity from back to front, but also the wide players, Mbappe and Dembele, getting crosses into the box for Giroud. Griezmann's been fantastic in this tournament. And they do have differentials as well. I mean, you've got Kingsley Coman who can come off the bench. They've got Thuram who can go on up front. They've got options in the midfield. People like Guendouzi who've had very good seasons. Fofana. Obviously at the back, they've got people like Pavard and Konate and Saliba if they need to use him. So they've got lots of options. I don't necessarily think France have got a better squad than England, but they have got options. And then Poland, you've got Chesney, Brzeski, Glick, Kuia, Cash, Mati Cash of Villa, Szymanski, Krausik, Frankowski, Zielinski, Kaminski and Lewandowski. My biggest issue with Poland is I think we always, well, maybe we don't, not all of us, but I've always looked at Poland and gone, Lewandowski's in the team. This is a team that, you know, should do better. And I think that, I mean, Thibaut says I'm scared for Poland. I think most Polish people would agree with me on this one. You just always a bit boring in the tournament. I mean, you've got one of the best strikers in the game, and I think because I think the mentality is always to be, you know, well organised, and that in itself can be a little bit problematic, can't it? But they're gonna have to not concede to stay in this game, because I think even if they score early, I mean, look, I think the best thing that Poland can do is probably what Australia needed to do last night. You've got to keep it 0-0 for half an hour. You've got to score first. And ideally, you want to score with 15 minutes to go and make it 1-0 and just hope that 15 minutes isn't enough for France to get back into it, because that French team's got goals in it. Giroud is level with Thierry Henry for the French national team goal scoring record. He only needs one more and he breaks it. Mbappe, you know, we had Messi yesterday. Mbappe is on the verge of, you know, turning this into the Mbappe project tournament. So I think Poland have got to be well organised, disciplined, and they're going to need a little bit of luck. Disgraceful that Saliba is not starting, says Zane, who's an Arsenal fan. He's the best defender. Gakpo will join Arsenal as he wants to challenge for titles. He can't do that at United for at least 3 years. Well, I don't know whether you'll be challenging for a title anymore, Zane, with the loss of Jesus for 3 months. But I did hear this morning that Arsenal are considering entering the race for Gakpo. It makes a lot of sense, but that will take care of itself. We're here to watch a World Cup round of 16 game here, and it will be the Polish taking on the French, who I have been very impressed with. I didn't really watch the third game between France and Tunisia because, let's be honest, France made a lot of changes, as did Brazil, as did Portugal. And I think Spain sort of took their foot off the pedal as well. So I'm interested to see what France do today. Now it matters. When it matters more, will they bounce back? And obviously the team is very different. Make a poll. What do you want to poll about? Who's going to win? It's a bit of a boring poll. We can do it. I'm typing this completely uninspired, but yeah, let's do a poll on who's going to win between France and Poland. Yeah, in essence, I don't think it's going to be very close, but we crave it being close, and if this tournament if this tournament's footballing legacy is to be one of endurance that we look back on in time, then you do need it not to be straightforward, and you do need it to be entertaining. And my feeling is this could be 2-3-0 and cruising in the last 20 minutes for the French. So hopefully the Poles are going to make this competitive for as long as possible. But we're ready to go here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget it's England tonight. We're live from 6:30 for that one. You'll get a very different Goldbridge for that. I am starting to just, for the first time in this tournament, I'm starting to feel a bit like I want to put, World in Motion on and Badil and Skinner and Three Lions and everything. But although, to be honest, I've gone right off Three Lions. I much prefer World in Motion. It still stirs up the love for England, whereas I think Three Lions has just become totally overused, and it's a bit like Wonderwall for Oasis. I love Oasis, but Wonderwall's one of my least favourite songs. Even though it's a very good song, it's just become too commercially used, and it makes it not as enjoyable. And I think Three Lions for England has just become, and it gets used by everybody as well. It was used in the summer for the women's team, quite rightly so. But I think it's even been sung by the Germans. So I'm not going to wear the dress tonight, Chris. Harrison says we could get a French implosion. Well, I don't think we'll get a French resistance. I don't think they'll need to defend. I think they'll be on the attack a lot, and they've got a good chance here. What I've loved about the French, and it surprised me, it really has surprised me. I would describe the French as a little bit like me eating mango again. I've never liked it, and I never thought I would like it. And if I ate it tonight and liked it, I'd go, oh, that surprised me. And that's a little bit like the French. I don't normally like the French. There's a bit of a rivalry between us. But they've played so good. And I've loved the way that they put crosses into the box. So let's see what they can do with this free kick from Griezmann. And yeah, he's overhit that. 1% chance, 99% hope. Come on, Poles. 1-0 Poland, says Real Bartos. Thank you very much. And we haven't lost with the dress on, says Meerkat. Yeah. I mean, it is here. It is here, and I know people want me to wear it, but I just feel more comfortable in an England top or something tonight. Yeah, please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. And don't forget, our stats carousel is going round. That is the starting lineup. If anyone gets a yellow card, they'll have it on the shoulder. If there's a goal, they'll have it on the other shoulder. If anyone gets subbed on, you'll see a red arrow underneath their number, which means they've come on. The stats, which will be around there, are updating by the second, so you can see possession and passing and shots, etc. All that's sponsored by OneFootball, the OneFootball app. You can download that through the link in the description, or you can scan it on your QR code with your phone, on the picture part of your phone. Download it for free. Get all your latest breaking football news, transfer news, stats on the OneFootball app. Available on all platforms and free to download. Thanks very much to OneFootball. Well, it's all France football at the moment, and I think we're going to see a lot of that. And let's not forget that this it's a French, I wouldn't say French revolution, French evolution, definitely. You look at the French team that they are going for back-to-back World Cups. You look at that French team that won the World Cup last time. There's no Benzema. I don't think Benzema was there last. Did Benzema win the World Cup last time? I can't remember. Anyway, Benzema's injured. Obviously, they've got no Kante. They've got no Pogba. I'm trying to think who else from the last tournament's not playing. So there's been a bit of an evolution, certainly in the midfield. I'm not dismissing Senegal. I hope it's a good game. I really hope that it's not an easy game for England. Oh, how was that? Free header for Varane. He probably should score. He knows it. Varane there, the United man, gets on the end of another good cross from Griezmann, and I just don't think he can get the direction on it. No, he's challenged by two players. It wasn't a free header at all. He's sort of sandwiched between. It's a French sandwich that was, but he got up and won it well. Yeah, I thought Benzema was out last time. Just put a cheeky bet on Croatia to win the World Cup at 33-1. I think they're criminally underrated. Impressed me so far, says Nick P. Yeah, I don't think that you're massively wrong with that. To be fair, yeah, I don't think that. Look, I don't expect Croatia to win it, but they're a team that could progress as far as the semi-final, and then I think. The interesting thing about Croatia is that I think, well, I'd say this about everybody. Everybody is going to have to beat Brazil and France to win this World Cup. That's my feeling. Even if you're on the Brazil side of the draw, you're going to have to beat Brazil to get to the final, and then you're going to play France. And if you're on the French side of the draw, I think you're going to have to beat France to get to the final, and then beat Brazil. So, can Croatia beat France and Brazil? Yes. Can they beat France and Brazil? I think that's the challenge that every team that's not France or Brazil is going to have to do, unless we get a huge shock like today. And I will say this, if the French drop off, which they're capable of doing, and Poland have a good game, that it's not like it's France playing, Salford, that they could get a result, but a lot of things have got to go their way. 2-0 to Poland with 20% possession. Ben to bet on it now, says the Reaction King. I am on the England game later. Yeah, I'm doing both today. I've pulled rank today. I've really enjoyed watching France, and I wanted to do the French game, and obviously I'm always going to do the England game. Lesnide says he's quite like that from Poland, going on the front foot a bit. Look, if Poland can find service, they've got one of the best strikers in the game. I am doing the England game, yes, later, yeah. Thanks everyone who's tuning in this afternoon. It's a Super Sunday of football. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, we're on the road to 852k, I think. Nice pick up by Dembele there, but Koundé can't keep possession and Poland have it back. Bit of a marathon, not a sprint, I suppose. In relation to winning the World Cup, you don't want to just go hell for leather. I really think next Saturday night we're going to see England play France. That's my prediction. I think that's what we're going to see. And what I would say about that is look, imagine that Poland or England. I don't think France are going to walk into many games in the knockout stage and turn people over 3 or 4-0. Why not Portugal as winner this year, says Dip. Same reason as anybody else. I think if Portugal are going to win this tournament, they're going to have to beat France and Brazil. If you think there's a country out there that can beat France and Brazil, then they'll probably win the tournament. Portugal could do it. England could do it. Spain could do it. Some people think Croatia can do it. Catch the boxing last night, Mark, says Rob. No, couldn't be arsed with it, to be honest. I didn't want to be a hypocrite. I couldn't understand why that fight was taking place, and I couldn't be bothered to watch it, so I watched the Christmas film instead. Hi, Mark. Who would you bet on to win the World Cup? Says Scarlet White. For me, I've always said Brazil or France. I know it's a bit boring, but that's what I've always said, so yeah. I am doing the watch-along for the England game. Taco, yeah. I still think Spain look good as well, Griff. Yeah, I've not... I think some people have written Spain off because they lost to Japan, but I did watch that game, like I'm sure many of you did, and I felt that with Spain in the last 20 minutes, they really weren't as ambitiously intent on scoring as I think they would have been if they didn't know that they were going to go through on an easier side of the draw. Here's Griezmann. Bad pass there. Do 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 do. So thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. Mark, you always seem more vested in United watch-alongs than anything else, says Abish. Yes, because I'm a Manchester United fan. Mark, will you and everyone in the studio do the final? Says Amir. Don't know, mate. Haven't really spoken about it yet. I do Usyk against Fury as a watch-along. Yes, Pigeon. Yeah. Yeah, Matty Cash against Mbappe, Andrew Potter. He's talking about that, saying Matty Cash is going to need to have the game of his life. He must be loving that though. I mean, look, he's had a good couple of years at Villa, and now he's playing in a World Cup against Kylian Mbappe. It's what you want to look back on, isn't it? And say, you know, I tested myself. Here's Griezmann, cross not as good that time. Good first 10 minutes for Poland, though. They've soaked up the pressure. I think you can get at France on the break. They haven't done it that time, but yeah, not a bad start by Poland. We did say that in many ways they've got to do what Australia did against Argentina and keep a clean sheet for as long as possible. And Australia last night, they did keep that clean sheet for half an hour. Mbappe with another cross, and it's a good cross again. And Dembele, oh, good recovery tackle. And again, it's that quality of cross into the box. You saw it there, Mbappe. Lovely stuff. Mark, thoughts on screen/pick used in football? Says Joshua. What, like the camera view? Fine. Mantra says Poland need to get Lewandowski into the game ASAP. Every time I watch Poland, this is the problem. It's hard for them to get Lewandowski into the game because they play so defensive. I mean, if Poland could guarantee 5 good chances for Lewandowski every game, they'd be expecting to score 2 or 3 goals a game, wouldn't they? But they don't. You know, I've watched Poland play. Mbappe with another cross there. I've watched Poland play and Lewandowski's not had a sniff. Vincent says, talking point of the game, Koundé's wearing a chain. I mean, I presume you mean jewellery. Kian is talking about the absence of Benzema. I mean, the fact... Look, Giroud's fantastic, but Benzema's on a different level. And the fact that this French team looks so good, even without Benzema, I mean, imagine what they'd be like with Benzema. But we've seen Brazil having to play without Neymar. These things happen, and it's testament to the quality of the team. And I think Tchouaméni, who's just won a free kick there, I think he's been brilliant in this tournament. They're very strong at centre-back. They've got loads of options. As much as Zane's doing it because of Arsenal bias, I do agree that, you know, Saliba's been fantastic for Arsenal this season, and he's not really had a look in, has he, as a starter for France when it matters. But, you know, for me, you've got to play Varane, and then you've got, Konate, Upamecano, Saliba. Good shot from distance there. I think that was that Tchouaméni? Kylian Mbappe's picked it up. France looking good at the moment. Rabiot with the cross, wins another corner. Yeah, good shot by Tchouaméni. Keeps it down as well. I think the players are getting more... I've noticed this as well. We saw a shot yesterday. I think it was the Argentina game. Similar sort of shot. I think the players are getting more used to this ball. I was speaking to somebody about this last week, and they were saying the problem with the ball is, yes, it's a bit bouncy. It's a bit, you know, prone to, you know, going off like a balloon. But also what you've got to remember is the players came from the Premier League and had days to practice with this ball. Normally, you've got a couple of weeks before a World Cup. So I think the players are getting more and more used to the ball as well. Which is why I think we're seeing some better shots. And maybe that's another reason why we're getting rid of all the 0-0s. People are getting more used to the ball. How do you think England will line up tonight, says Man United Hodge? From what I know and from what people have been saying, here's Mbappe, good tackle, that I think it looks like it's Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Rice and Henderson, Foden central, and then Saka, Rashford wide, and then Kane through the middle. That's what it looks like it is. Part of me thinks, I bet that's not going to be it, but it sounds like it's going to be like that. Mohit says Polish are playing too defensively here. This is what they do. I mean, I want Poland to go through because England-Poland's easier than England-France, but I can only be honest and say it would be a hell of a surprise if Poland got through this. I think round of 16 is about where Poland should be. All right. Yeah. What's wrong? Who's going to win, Seb? France or Poland?
I think Poland.
That's a surprise.
They're right.
Don't know yet. Have to come back in a bit.
Right, get your clocks on.
Sharanko says that Poland are the worst team to watch for neutrals. Poland are a bit like the Dutch, but without the ability to actually move up the pitch. I mean, there's not a lot of difference between the way the Dutch played against USA yesterday and the way that Poland are playing here. But what do the Dutch have that the Polish don't have? They have, real quality attacking players that when you do win the ball, they can break and pass very, very quickly. You've got people like Frankie de Jong who, picks the ball up and can carry the ball but pass the ball. I mean, I think the Dutch are very pragmatic, but they can go bang, bang very, very quickly. Can the Poles do that? I think they can defend well, but I don't think they can move the ball quickly and hurt the French. But they can frustrate the French, and that's what they've got to do. They've just got to stay in the game. And I would imagine England would play like this against France as well. But maybe we are capable of hurting them on the break. Here's always Dembele. Oh, good run. Didn't quite catch it, but good skill. Good run, direct. Straight in on the angle. Cuts in onto his right. Shoots with his left. Cuts in with his right, sorry. The mystery man says Poland will not make it easy for France. Be a very scrappy game. Yeah, I think if Poland are going to win this, you're looking at a 1-0 or you're looking at extra time penalties. I can't see a game where Poland are comfortably winning 2 or 3-0. I just don't think it's... We already, football is unpredictable and that's what we love about it. But certain games you absolutely know are not going to go a certain way. If Man City are playing Swindon in the FA Cup, you absolutely know 100% at no time is it going to be 3-0 to Swindon with 20 minutes to go. And it's not going to be 3-0 to Poland with 20 minutes to go unless we get an amazing upturn in the way that Poland are approaching the game or we get 2 players sent off for France. Has a team ever won 2 World Cups in a row, says Albi? They have. We had this question before. Brazil did it 58 and 62, and I think it's been done before by... Did Uruguay do it as well? It's definitely been done by Brazil. Poland can definitely get a 1-0 win, Candy, I agree. But for us, we don't want France to score early because then I think it becomes too straightforward for France. Seb Bridge played the game, says Delta. And Italy did it as well, apparently. Uruguay did it. Mark, from a selfish point of view, United view, I want all players eliminated except for 3 English players, says Andy and Bruno. Yeah, well, I mean, look, if France went out today, not only would it be the positive of England playing Poland in the quarter-final, but also Varane would be coming back, which would be great. I mean, if I'm honest, if I could pick one team to come out of the World Cup that's best for United, it's probably Portugal. Bruno and Dalot, I think, are the best 2 players. Casemiro and Varane are the best individuals. But the one that's best for United is probably Portugal because Bruno and Dalot are both first teamers and important first teamers as well. But I've always thought you can't think like that anyway. They're United players, and you want them to do well, don't you? But I mean, the worst case scenario for United. I don't know what it's like for Liverpool or Man City. I mean, Man City have got De Bruyne back, haven't they? De Bruyne is going to be back for their Carabao Cup game against Liverpool, isn't he? So De Bruyne's back for Man City already. But for United, I think the worst case scenario for us is Portugal. Probably Portugal, Brazil, England, Argentina semi-finalists. I suppose one positive is that France, Portugal and England can't all be in the semi-finals. So we'll get at least one player back from there because we've got, obviously, Varane for France. Cross comes in and, Griezmann with a lovely flick. Keeper gets his hand in the way. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $sign and it's going to go back to Lewandowski here. He might shoot, you know. And he does, but it's wide. Mark, do you admit saying Anthony was better than Dembele was wrong, Sasay Miasi? No. And Mark, do you think Wilson should start? No bias, I promise, as Toon TV. And what will happen if it ends after 0-0 after 90 minutes, says Narish? We go to extra time. Few questions there. Would I start Callum Wilson for England? I don't know whether I'd definitely start him, but I don't like the way that Harry Kane is basically unsubbable because we saw it against USA in the last 20 minutes. Their defence, as we saw with the Dutch, you can get at that USA defence with pace, and Harry Kane's got no pace. So we had nothing. We had no outball against the USA, and I think they were so comfortable against Harry Kane. If USA is comfortable against Harry Kane, then France will be comfortable. Senegal will be comfortable. And I think you need to stretch teams in the modern game. And I think Callum Wilson allows you to do that. Even Marcus Rashford does. So whether I'd start, I probably would start Harry Kane today. But I would like to see us taking him out of the team last 20 minutes sometimes. But then in knockout football, he won't do it. Because he'll be like, if it's extra time or penalties, I need Harry Kane. I think we're a bit... And we're not the only club who does it. Koundé shoots straight at the keeper. We're not the only club that does it. You know, Argentina ain't going to take Messi off. Portugal don't take Ronaldo off. You know, Southgate doesn't take Kane off. You can understand, but I would like to see England have a different option sometimes, especially 20 minutes to go. It's a tight game. Sometimes a centre-back, you just want to put the ball in the channel and a striker chases it down, and Harry Kane's never going to be able to do that effectively. So, I am doing the England watch along. Yes, I'm on double today, Ben. I am on double today. Looking forward to the England game. Poland. Oh, bad touch. Lewandowski. I think he should have tried and got the shot off himself. And now Rabiot powerfully away. Into Mbappe for pace. Well done, Matty Cash. That could have been trouble. Ball down the line from Rabiot, straight foot race, but I think the angle of the pass was in favour of Matty Cash, who did well. Billy Jones says, Mark, are you confident that England are beating Senegal? I expect England to win, but it wouldn't shock me if Senegal to win. I'm nervous. I'm hoping that everybody who talks about Senegal giving us a game are right. You know, I'd rather see a competitive game of football and England win, because you can take something from that. If you look at Iran and Wales, we won really well, but you're just in the back of your head, it's like, how bad were they? So I think England need a test, because we need to go up a few gears if we're going to compete. And I've always felt that the quarterfinal is when the tournament starts for England, and if we're not ready for that quarterfinal, we're going to go out. So I hope Senegal do give us a good game today, and that we raise our game and beat them, and I think that's what will happen. But what am I expecting from Senegal? I'm expecting some power. I'm expecting some tenacity. I'm expecting some speed. And, you know, England won't necessarily be good at that. But what I'm also expecting is that they don't just park the bus like Wales did and Iran did, and that they actually have a go at us and we can exploit that ourselves. You know, Harry Maguire and John Stones have had a very good tournament, but they've also not been tested yet. I know Maguire's been in the team of the tournament so far, and I haven't got a problem with that. He has played very well, but I think he's also had a very easy tournament. Lewandowski's in the box here. There was another one. Oh, good block. There was another one that I thought for a minute didn't go out. Did it go out? Yeah, I think some people are being a little bit naive about Senegal as well, because yes, Mane's a big loss, but Benzema's a big loss for France and Neymar's a big loss for Brazil. And of course, Senegal do not have the depth of quality that Brazil and France have, but it's still a team game. And obviously Senegal will be stronger if they've got Mane in it, but there's still 10 other players that would be playing even if Mane was fit. So their defence has still got to do well. Mane's not a defender, he's not a centre midfielder. Oh, there's a player gone down injured here. I don't think it was a foul. I think he just twisted his knee. Oh no, he did catch him there. Do 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 do. Well, this is a chance for Poland to whip in a decent cross. Here it comes. Not a bad ball. Who wins it? No one. Bounces through. We're singing for England. England. We're singing the song. There's a change in Goldbridge today. I have been quite negative about England in the group stage, but it always happens. You can't fight. Look at the pace of Mbappe there. Thrusters on. Good cover. The thrusters went on then. It reminds me of me. The only way I'd run that fast if I was being chased by a polar bear. I'm not fast. I've just been sent something here. I'm just going to share it with the chat because it is. It's from a journalist who reports on Liverpool, previously Sunday Mirror, Evening Standard. David Lynch is his name. He says a joint Saudi-Qatari consortium have emerged as strong early contenders to buy Liverpool after joining forces to avoid becoming embroiled in a bidding war. Interest also from German and American investors. And that's coming from Sporting News. If you're interested in that, Liverpool fans, been a lot of rumours around the Manchester United takeover bit quiet on Liverpool, but there you go. A joint Saudi Qatari bid for your club. I mean, I don't know whether Liverpool fans would be happy about that. I mean, obviously I'm a Man United fan. There's a lot of United fans who wouldn't be happy with it if it was United either. What do you think of the heading rule in Scotland? Says it's bouncy. I don't know what it is, mate. Let us know. And what do you make of smaller nations getting through? In a way, I like it, but I'd rather see games between the best teams in the World Cup, says Will Clark. Thanks for doing the double today, Mark, says Colin Burns. And, well, as the tournament progresses, I will do more and more of the watch-alongs. And that's not because the studio ones haven't been great. I've really enjoyed it. But, obviously, I think it's what people prefer. I don't want to be arrogant about it, but I think people do prefer it. Mark, I've done that one from Billy Jones. What was that? There was an interesting super chat here that I wanted to go back to. Oh yeah, from Will Clark. Here's Griezmann, slips it into Dembele. The cross is good. The tap in is missed by Giroud on the back post. It looked like it was going to be voulez-vous, and it wasn't. It's still 0-0. And it's 1-0. It's not 0-0. It's 1-0. It's not 0-0. It's not 1-0. It's 0-0. There we go. I don't know how easy it was. It's bad by Poland. They're in all sorts of trouble. Giroud, back post. Dembele with the cross. Oh, I would have scored that. He's onside as well. What a miss by Giroud. What a miss by Giroud. That is bread and butter. That is easy. Easy peasy. It would have broken the record as well. I think he did it on purpose. I think he did it on purpose, you know. I think he wants to score a worldie. No, just going back to that previous super chat. Sorry, Zabian's done a super chat. He says, "Hi Mark, what are your thoughts on Man United scouting youngsters Could be a really good signing and a potential starter for England. I don't know who that is, Zabian, so I can't really comment on it, to be honest. It was a big miss for Giroud. Big miss for Giroud. Half an hour for Poland, 0-0. We said it was really important that they kept it a clean sheet. They're very lucky it's a clean sheet, but 0-0, something to build on. Now you go to half time. People always say to me, why do you say that Australia and Poland have got to keep it to clean sheet for half an hour? Because it's all about targets. Don't make the target too big. If you say to your players, first half an hour, let's keep it 0-0, let's keep it tight. Now you say to him, 15 minutes to half time. 15 minutes to half time. Let's do 15 minutes now. And then if you can keep it 0-0, France without scoring at half time, you get them back in the dressing room, you invigorate them, you say you've done a fantastic job. They're going to get more tired, more panicky in the second half. Let's keep doing the same things, keep working hard, and let's see what happens. And then in the second half, if it's 0-0, you're like, maybe we get lucky, maybe we get the goal, maybe we get that goal that we need, or, we just keep working towards the 0-0. But no, there was a conversation there about, somebody sent a super chat in saying, what do you think about the smaller teams in the knockout stage? I like it, but obviously I want to see good games. And yellow card for Tchouaméni. I wonder if he's... I thought he might be out the England game then. I'm not disrespecting Senegal. I think he'd be out. I think he might be out the quarterfinal. I mean, this is the sort of decision, if it ended up being a red card, could massively change the game. It's not a red card. I don't think it was a yellow card. I thought he got the ball first, to be honest. I said this the other day. The best tournament I really enjoyed was 16 club Euros. So you had 4 groups of 4 and the top 2 went through. And I think it was 2008. England weren't in it, but the groups were brilliant. And it used to be 16. It used to be 16 clubs anyway. It was 16 clubs in Euro '96. But I think Euros 2008 was just amazing. And the great thing about that sort of tournament, Lewandowski's going to take this free kick, and it's scoreable. We haven't seen many free kicks scored properly. Rashford's was good, but the keeper sort of got done, didn't he, by the movement. Does Lewandowski go to try and score this like he normally would, or is he just going to try and put it on target, straight into the wall? Yeah, I mean, look, we all love Australia, USA, Poland. We want them to do well. Morocco, Japan, but Abraham says I played the game. But I'm already thinking about the quarterfinals, if I'm honest. I'm looking at the round of 16 and I'm thinking, well, where's the entertainment? Where's the shock going to come from? Because this is not entertaining. This is defence against attack. I don't mind it if it ends up with a Poland win, but I'd be very surprised if it does. And we've already seen Argentina beat Australia quite comfortably. I know it was, 2-1, but Argentina, I can't believe it finished 2-1. Obviously, USA lost quite comfortably to the Dutch, so I can't see a situation where Brazil don't beat South Korea quite comfortably as well. I mean, Spain, Morocco, maybe. But it's not just about, you don't want shocks. I think for a World Cup to be a good World Cup, you do need a few shocks, but you also need entertaining games. And where I'll give USA a lot of credit is that they were the underdogs against the Netherlands. Ooh, cross shot from Matty Cash there, but nothing on the end of it. Where I'll give the USA a lot of credit is that game was entertaining because they played on the front foot and they got beat for it. The problem with this game is, he says, as Poland just have a shot, is that it's very defensive from Poland. Therefore, we're not getting an entertaining game. You want to see Spain-Germany. What a game that was, where, yeah, Spain had a bit more of the possession, but the intent was there from Germany. The intent to attack is what you want, but you don't always get it in the knockout stage anyway. Mark, what do you think will be England's starting 11 for the opening game in the 2026 World Cup if we make it? Hope you and your family have a great Christmas, says Bill. Thank you very much, Bill. Hope you do as well. Merry Christmas. I think we can say that now. I think that Saka has more chance of getting Ballon d'Or in the future than Mbappe as he's playing in a much tougher league, says Zane. Side netting. Mbappe nearly shut you up there, Zane. No, I think Mbappe's got a great chance of winning the Ballon d'Or because he's got all the hype around him, hasn't he? I do think he needs to get out of the French league. I mean, we've seen him in this World Cup. Good shot there. Good save by Chesney. We've seen him in this World Cup. He's star quality. Whatever anybody thinks about Mbappe, he is star quality. It frustrates me that he spent all his career in the French league. I want to see him playing in the Premier League or La Liga. That's what you're right, Zane, to a certain extent. We need to see him playing in a more competitive league. Giroud goes for the shot. Oh, keeper got there first. If I gift £100, can I have a personalised video saying, "Hello, Gemma, you bloody prat. I watch you every day in work," and she does go mad when you are on a mad one, says Aaron Dempsey. You don't need to send me £100, mate. What is it? I have 100. Can I give £100? Can I have a personal video saying, "Hello, Gemma, you bloody prat. I watch you every day in work," and she does go mad when you're on a mad one. What do you want me to say, Aaron? Do you just want me to say, "Hello, Gemma, you bloody prat"? I mean, I can do that now. "Hello, Gemma, you bloody prat." There you go. Mark, how many players total do you think will be transferred to the Premier League from the World Cup? Oh yeah, David. Let me just calculate that one. I think there'll be 6. I don't know actually. You know what? There might not be any players that get transferred from the World Cup in January. I mean, I think Gakpo will be one, but that's a player that was going to be coming to the Premier League anyway. Oh, bad kick out by Lloris. But Koundé's done well. Mark, if you were Matty Cash, would you have done the same thing by changing nations, says Connor? I think as long as it's legit. I don't know the background of Matty Cash as to why he plays for Poland. I presume it might be a grandparent or something. As long as you're comfortable with doing it and, there's a reason to do it, I don't have a problem with it. He was never going to play. Here we go. This has got to be a goal for Poland. What a save by Lloris. And again, off the line. Oh, my God. How have Poland not scored? How have they not scored there? Bloody hell. That was a chance. There you go. That's the thing about football. You keep that clean sheet for half an hour. Remember, people were saying, "What are you on about, keeping a clean sheet for half an hour?" You keep the clean sheet for half an hour and you hang in there for your chance and then you bloody take it. We need to see the replay here. Good play by Poland. The cutback's there. Bang. Straight at Lloris. And then off the line. They had 3 chances there. And unfortunately for Poland, just didn't quite get the finishing. The first shot's the one. He's hit it straight at Lloris. The second one, it's hit the defender. And then the third one cleared off the line. But they don't quite connect properly with any of them. This one, he's hit it so well, but it's straight at the keeper. Oh. Mark, Cash is Polish via his mum. Also, will the dress be coming out later, says Stephen the Hazard. Well, going back to that, if I was Matty Cash, if my mum was Polish, I'd happily go and play for Poland because you're going to start, you get to play in a World Cup. And, you look at the England situation, he's a good right back, but he's never getting ahead of Reece James, Kyle Walker, Trippier, Trent. So, yeah. Ronan says, Poland are absolutely terrible. I have no idea how they are in this game. Says Ronan. Well, maybe, I don't think the French have been... Well, I mean, Giroud. In defence of France, when you're playing a team like this, you've got to get the early goal because otherwise they just become more and more confident in their defensive style of play. And, you are playing defence against attack and you just need that goal. And, you're playing a team that's not really opening up, are you? So... Nemanja says, do you really think that Antony is better than Dembele? No, I don't think that Antony is better than Dembele. The question was, would I rather sign Dembele or Antony, of which I gave the answer in the summer. I'd rather have gone for Antony, and I still stick by it. You know, I mean, look, recency bias is so annoying. Like Dembele is brilliant, and as a talent, he's obviously in a better place than Antony is at the moment. But as a longer term deal, I think Antony suits Manchester United better, and Dembele has had huge problems with injuries. So, look, I might be in the minority, but I'm more than happy with Antony at Manchester United. I'm not happy with what we paid, but that's nothing to do with Antony. 40 minutes have flown by, John, yes. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. You're all very welcome. We'll have a bit of chat about England at half-time. We'll talk about England and what we think the team's going to be and how we think the game's going to go. But at the moment, this, for Poland, is going okay. 0-0. Could be another 0-0 at half-time. Two big chances, though. Giroud's had a big chance for France, and Poland had a good chance to score as well a couple of minutes ago. So there's enough for Poland to be encouraged by. But look at that defensive line from Poland. I mean, they literally are playing a back nine at times. Very, very difficult to break a team down like that. And it was interesting that the chance that they had actually came from a poor sloppy pass out from the back that left space. Defence against attack. Big Ash says, seeing Rabiot's composed performances for France, would you still be adamant about not taking him at United? Again, I'm not going to just buy into a player playing well in the World Cup. International. They finally had a word with Koundé and told him to take his chain off. 41 minutes. Well, you lot have been going on about it all game. As Colin says, we've all seen it all game. Hi, Mark. I'm planning to move to UK. What is a good income for a couple to live comfortably, says Angela. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's like anything, isn't it? You know, how do you like your tea? You know, what car do you want to drive? How long do you keep your heating on for? It's all relative, isn't it? Depends. You know, do you want to shop at Aldi or do you want to shop at Waitrose? I'm a firm believer that throughout my life, I've had times where I've had money and I've had times where I haven't had money, and you just live accordingly. Like, you don't go out as much when money's a bit tight. You know, you don't have as many takeaways and restaurant visits when things are tight, and you live the same sort of life, really. You know, you buy your clothes from M&S instead of Hugo Boss. On the other hand, I know people who don't have the money to go and buy a Range Rover Sport, but buy it all on, you know, finance and just live slightly beyond their means, and then wonder why they've never got any money. There's better places to live if you want to have. I think a more pertinent question is, where's better to live? Like, if you go and live in London, it's bloody expensive. If you go and live in Lincoln, it's a bit depressing, but it's very cheap. Shout out for Lincoln, by the way. Nice ball into Giroud! Goal! And that's it. It only takes a minute, girl. Or boy. As Gary Barlow once said, it only takes a minute, love, to fall in love. He didn't say love twice, but I did. Je t'aime, je t'aime. Oh, je t'aime. The French have found their va-va-voom. Voulez-vous tourner à gauche? It's 1-0 to the French, and it's delightful. And Giroud has broken the French goal-scoring record. So let's just give him a moment there. That is extraordinary. Por favor, Giroud. Well done. In French. Oui, oui. All-time French goal-scoring record broken. Watch this back. Somebody plays a killer pass. It's Mbappe. It's Mbappe with the pass, and the finish by Giroud is brilliant on the left foot. It's a lovely goal. And that's the thing about Mbappe. There's many strings to Mbappe's bow. He's not just a pace merchant. He's got the creativity as well. We've seen some delightful crosses from Mbappe in this tournament. And we've now seen a lovely ball. 1-0 France. And Deschamps will know the importance of that goal. As favourites, you're always a little bit concerned about what might happen the longer it's 0-0. But that should open the game up now, and we should get a very, well, we'll probably end up getting a comfortable French win now. Très bien, says Paul. Très bien, very good. Comme si comme ça, I'm okay. Yeah, très bien. Yeah. Oui bien. Yes, good. It's not looking good, bruv, says Hey Dog for the Poland side netting. I thought I saw the net ripple there. It's not definitely over. Por favor is Spanish, Chris. You're right. Sí. Hola. Corner to Poland. Right. Well, one of the most dangerous times is after you've scored. Bloody hell, look at the height on that corner. Traffic control, there's a corner coming in. Lloris! Oh, he dropped it. He's dropped one, but he's got away with it. It's like doing a silent fart in the lift. He's got away with that. That's what I mean. The couple of minutes after you score, statistically, is a very dangerous time. And I think it's because of relief and elation that your concentration drops. And, wow, Lloris's concentration dropped one there. But you know what? I was just thinking, France today, it's not been all guns blazing, fantastic. It's been hard work and, moments, really. But they are so... One thing I will say about Deschamps, and I've not always been Deschamps' biggest fan, but one thing I will say about Deschamps, he has this amazing ability in tournament football to just grow a team. They might not play that well today, but it's about growth, isn't it? It's about growing into the tournament. That third game against Tunisia, just seeing it through. And it is 1-0 at half-time here. And it looks like it'll be a long way back for the Poles. But I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't have that yet. I think that there's still a long way to go. And, the French have scored. Of course they have. That's why it says 1-0 next to me. But it was a fantastic goal. A moment of pure quality, really. And 1-0 there. But look at the story of the game. It's not been terrible for Poland. 56% possession for the French, 9 shots. But then Poland have had 8. 5 shots on target to 2. They've had a corner. French have had 5. They've had quite a lot of passes. Their passing accuracy is 82% to 86%. Made a lot more tackles, as you can see. Look, Poland have had to work hard, but they have had 1 or 2 chances. And they've just got to keep believing in the second half. They're probably going to have to... I mean, how do you approach... I suppose the thing is, how do you approach a game like that in the second half if you're Poland? You're 1-0 down. You don't want to open up too much because then you could get caught. But... let me just put this tweet out. I think what you've got to do if you're Poland is probably do what you've been doing for half an hour. Keep it tight. Keep working. Hope you get the chance like you did that you missed. And then last 15 minutes, go for it. I wouldn't open up too early against France because if you're going to open up in the second half against France, why didn't you open up at the start? Because you know what France will do to you. So I think second half for Poland, keep it the same. Try and stay in the game. And then if you've got to go for it in the last 15 minutes, you go for it. And like Connor says, Poland have to score. it does have the feeling that they will score. I mean, they were very unlucky not to score. He's hit it really well, but he's hit it straight at Lloris. You'd think that the chance will happen in the second half. And the French have had to work. The French have had to work in that first half. They've had to work. Anyway, they're the match stats at half time. We're sponsored by OneFootball on our match stats carousel. You can download OneFootball through the QR code in the top left-hand corner. Just hold up your camera phone and it will do it. Or you can go through the link in the description. Big shout out to OneFootball for sponsoring our stats carousel. Get all your latest breaking football news, transfer news and stats. It's free on all apps and platforms for you to download, so check it out. What a pass by Mbappe that was, by the way. That's how France works. Poland probably had the better chances, but France is a team that any of the forwards can just create danger out of nowhere, says Antonio. And when Benzema got injured, everyone forgot how good Giroud is. Underrated quality. Well, you know what, Connor? You know, you lose Benzema, not every country's got a player that they can count on like Giroud. I mean, imagine if they didn't have Giroud and they're using, Thuram or someone like that. It's not the same, is it? So this is the advantage that France, Brazil, England, Portugal to a certain extent, Germany, Spain has, the depth of quality that they can call upon. And I think this, talking about England there, Senegal at 7 o'clock tonight will be live for that. I'm doing that one. And can Senegal be as competitive without Mane? Well, we'll find out, because they haven't got Mane. They've not had Mane all tournament, but they've still got out the group. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. But you know what? England should take notice of this France game, because have France been as good as they were in their first 2 games in the group stage? No. But the tournament is becoming more real now, and teams are scared of France, so they will play defensive and counter-attack. But the good thing about this French team is you've got Rabiot and Tchouaméni, who really work hard in that midfield. You've got the creativity of Griezmann and Dembele and Mbappe. You've got your target man in Giroud. And then they've got a very good back four. So they've got a good... They're a bit like Brazil. They don't really have weaknesses. And that's why, for me, I think Brazil-France would stand out as an amazing final. Because I don't think either team would give the other team the attacking intent and be the pragmatic team. But look, there's a long way for that to go. If the Glazers sell, will you buy the Man United kits, says Aaron Dempsey? I don't buy kits anymore anyway. Rashford's on the bench, says MUFC. Right. Apparently Rashford is on the bench. Now, I don't know where that's coming from. A few people are starting to say that is the case. I'm just having a quick look around. If anyone in the chat wants to let me know, because obviously I've been live for the last 45 minutes. So I've not been keeping a massive eye on my WhatsApp or anything like that. But I am seeing a few people saying that Rashford's on the bench. Now, I know what I know. And I know what I've been told. And I know what people have been putting out there. So let me just have a quick look about Rashford and see if I can find anything out. Because what I was told is that Rashford was starting. And Henderson was starting, and Saka was starting. But I can't see where it's coming from. I think there's a bit of a leak that Rashford might not be starting, but there was a leak this morning that he is. Let me just grab my phone, because sometimes I do have a message or two. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. You're all very welcome on That's Football. We've done every single watch-along of this World Cup so far. Haven't we done well as a community as well? If that was Martial, he would have done a double keepy up and bicycle kicked it to the top corner. Martial over Giroud, says Oz. I mean, he could have been part of it, couldn't he? But he didn't bother. So, what I've heard is that... well, the predicted lineup from the leaks that have been out there since this morning is Pickford in goal, Kyle Walker at right back four with Stones and Maguire and Shaw, Rice and Henderson with Bellingham going to the bench, Foden at 10, Saka and Rashford as the wide players, and Kane through the middle. Now, I'd love that team, but I've got to be honest, I don't think he's going to pick that team. So I would believe that either Foden or Rashford are not going to be in the team. But the leaks this morning were that Rashford was starting, Henderson was starting, and Saka was starting, and then Foden was starting. And then you just start to think, well, how can you start Rashford, Saka, Foden, and Henderson? It's got to be Bellingham out, and it's got to be Foden at the number 10. But if we're now hearing that Rashford's not starting, it might be Henderson, Bellingham, and Rice with Saka and Foden, and then Kane, which would be. I can't see how. I mean, look, obviously, I'm very, very biased as a Manchester United fan, but I can't see how you would drop Marcus Rashford, who's been one of the better players for England in this tournament. So. But I agree with Muzzer. He's saying I don't think you'll pick that team that you've gone with there. But look, we're only going off what the leaks are. Top G says it'll be Saka and Foden out wide with Kane up top. Saka has to play, says Lewis. Look, I like Saka. We're supporting England tonight. I'm not supporting Arsenal or Manchester United or anybody else. I'm supporting England tonight. The cold, harsh fact is that Marcus Rashford has to start in this game. He scored 2 goals against Wales. The second goal was pure confidence. Now, what I would say, and I don't know whether Southgate would know this, but what I would say, and I think Man United fans would back me up on this, Marcus Rashford in the last 20 minutes of a game from the bench is a very, very good option. But I don't think he should be confined to 20 minutes because of that performance against Wales. But there was, I've got to say as well, there was a rumour at the time that when I remember when Foden and Rashford were starting, there was a rumour at the time, and it didn't make any sense, that Southgate was resting Saka and Sterling, which to me, I don't know why you'd rest players in a game that we could still finish second in the group. I thought this was the London boys game. Anyway, do you have an update on the Ivory Coast match? Says Ayanda. But by the sounds of it, Saka's going to start. I don't have a problem with that as long as Rashford and Foden start. And as I said, if Southgate picks a team like this, I mean, the back five picks itself. We know what that will be. But if he goes with Rice and Bellingham and then puts Foden in front of them and then goes Saka, Rashford and Kane, I'd applaud that. I'd say, you know what? What's happened to Gareth Southgate? Has he had a bang on the head or what? Because that's brilliant. But I can't see him doing that. I can't see him putting Foden central. I can't see him playing Saka and Rashford off the wing because I just can't see him doing it. So we'll have to see what happens. But Joel says Rashford's better off the bench. Look, there is definitely a case to say that Rashford off the bench is decent. But let's talk about the game itself. England against Senegal. Good team, Senegal. Energetic, pace. I think the game will go one of two ways. I think either England will be really comfortable, and if they are really comfortable, I think they deserve credit. I think they'll either be really comfortable and win it maybe 2 or 3-0, and the game will never, be boring, but enjoyable for English people, but boring as a spectacle. Or it's going to be a real battle, and I don't want to be stereotypical, but in fact, I was out on Friday night and somebody said it could end up being like Cameroon, England in Italia 90 in the quarterfinal. And I'm like, nah, that's disrespectful to Senegal because African football's come on a long way since then. Cameroon were a shock team in Italia 90. And, Roger Miller was about 42, wasn't he? African football's come on a long way from then. So I don't think it'd be a shock if Senegal knock England out, let's put it that way. And I think they're more than capable of giving us a game of football. But I think it will go one of two ways. I think it will either be very, very comfortable for England or it's going to be an absolute battle. And this could be the game that goes to extra time. This could be the game that goes to penalties. It could be like Colombia in the last World Cup. I'd fancy us in penalties. I don't want to do penalties, but I'd fancy us in penalties. One thing being an England fan, and many people will know this as well, it's never over with England. We scored first against Italy in Italia 90. Sorry, we scored first against Italy in Euro 20, whatever it was, and you thought, this is going to be it. We scored first against Croatia in the semi-final with Trippier's free kick, and you thought, this is going to be it, and it wasn't. So I think it could be... Look, this is tournament football, isn't it? I mean, I woke up this morning and I just felt different. I've been very negative about England, justifiably. I think Southgate's a crap manager, but it happened to me in 2018. It happened to me in the Euros. I've never really liked Southgate as a coach, but it doesn't stop you getting into that mood of I'm English, I want England to do well, and I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it building up, and we've still got 3 hours until kickoff. So, but tournament football, knockout football, it's that. It's that, I want us to just be winning 3-0 with 20 minutes to go in every game, even in the final. But it's not going to happen. At some point, England under Southgate were quite pragmatic. I think if we were winning 1-0, he'd think defensively anyway. So I can't see us cruising to the final, winning every game 2 or 3-0 with 20 minutes to go. I think there's going to be nail biters. I think there's going to be problems. I don't think we've been tested defensively, really. In fact, the only time we've been tested defensively was Iran, and they scored 2 goals, even though we battered them. So, look, we're going to get France in the quarterfinals, whoever wins that game tonight. I think it will be England. And if we're going to have a chance against France, we're going to have to go through the gears. And by going through the gears, we're going to have to play differently. My fear is we'll beat Senegal tonight and he'll go for a back 5. Next Saturday night. Based on the last 2 international tournaments, it's Africa's best team against the second best European team. So I think it will be a battle, says Luke Jones. As I said in the first half, I really hope that Senegal give England a game, because that would be ideal. And look, if Senegal beat us tonight, fair play. Baron says, Mark, you sound nervous about England. I'm just experienced in England. I don't think there's a... I've seen... Look, we could win it 3 or 4-0, but on the other hand, we could be losing 2-0 with 20 minutes to go. It's just, you just don't know with this England side. It's very like Solskjaer's Man United. Like, it can be pragmatically effective, and it can also be, in trouble when a team catches them on the right day. And I think that I'm very interested to see how Senegal approach it. We know how England will approach it. England will be pragmatic and they will play off the opposition. If the opposition go deep, we will move up the pitch and create chances. If they go with a higher line, we will try and play counter-attacking football. England are very easy to read. It's the same as Ollie with Man United. Most of the time we'd play counter-attacking football, but if a team played defensive, we were happy to take the initiative and, try and grind them down. So how will Senegal approach it? I've seen a couple of their games in this tournament, and, they're an energetic, pressing, intense side. Well, maybe not pressing, but you know what I mean. They're energetic. They move the ball quickly. They're intense. So I hope we get a good game as well, because beyond my English bias of wanting to win, there is also that overarching thing that we want this World Cup to be a good World Cup. And there's been so much surrounding this World Cup, some of it fair, some of it unfair. I still think, you've got people who just want to say it's the best World Cup ever for whatever reason. And you've got some people who want to say it's a shit World Cup for other reasons. I judge it on the football. I thought the first week was pretty shit. I thought the last few days of the group stage were fantastic. And I think so far, the knockout stage has been a bit... I don't know what the word is. I'm not saying the word boring, but predictable. It's been predictable because all the favourites are winning. And they've not really been very exciting games either. I thought the last 15 minutes of the Argentina-Australia game was great because Messi was brilliant. But we want to get some good games as well. And how great would it be if England won tonight 3-2 and it was the game of the tournament? I want England to be involved in the game of the tournament. I want people to go, oh, that was the best game of the tournament. The football was brilliant. So, I want everything tonight. We'll see what we get. Anyway, the second half has kicked off here. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. You're all welcome on That's Football. Do loads of watch-alongs and stuff on here anyway, and they will continue after the World Cup, of course. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're only 300 away from 852,000. So can Poland get back into this game in the second half? Well, Dembele's running down the right-hand side here. It's a good tackle, and the keeper's kept... Oh, he's booking him. He's booking him. I thought he got the ball. I mean, look, I have to watch it back, but I thought he got the ball here. Well, he booked Tchouaméni for no reason. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a great tackle. Great tackle. Gets the ball. I mean, what part of that's a foul? He's consistent in relation to giving the Tchouaméni one, but I thought he got the ball there. Cleanly got the ball as well. Well, you know what? Whether it's a bad referee today or not, I think we've been very, very lucky that we haven't had too many bad refereeing decisions. The Messi penalty was shit, but anyway, Griezmann with a chance to whip across in here. Hopefully France don't score an early second goal, because we will be talking about best Christmas films and what you like to do over Christmas, because it will be game over. Oh, Griezmann with the shot, and then wide from Hernandez. Cavani gave VAR a right good punch. I saw that cracker. I mean, look, you know what? I thought, I don't normally stick up for the referees, but I thought Uruguay's response to going out was, look, everyone's disappointed, but there's a way that you conduct yourself. And the way they crowded the referee and the linesman, I don't think that referee got anything wrong in that game. There was a few of, brilliant by Varane there, by the way. There was a few close calls, but I think they got it right. Who's the ref tonight, says Mick J, for the England game? I don't know. If anybody knows, let us know. Let us know. Let us know, let us know, let us know. Considering all the upset results so far, Southgate's pragmatic approach has merit for the Senegal game. I expect England will start defensively, says Brett. Well, where I can't disagree with you, Brett, is that by its very nature, the knockout stage can become boring. I had a conversation with somebody in the pub on Friday night, and they were saying to me that, you know, the group stage might have been a bit boring, but the knockout stage is where the football really starts. And I nearly choked on my beer, and they were like, what's wrong? I said, well, you're talking out your arse, mate. It's normally the group stage that's entertaining, and the knockout stage, everyone shits themselves and becomes pragmatic. That's what normally happens in the knockout stage. So we need this tournament to break the mold, and we need the knockout stage to be, you know, interesting. So I hope England do play with a bit of front-footed approach, but you know, obviously Southgate's the coach. That might not happen. I mean, this game's not been come on, Poland. Oh, good play by Hernandez here. Gets it into Mbappe, and I do fear for Poland. Oh, good tackle there by the defender. Brilliant tackle by the defender there, because Mbappe's away. Teams are afraid to lose the FS in the knockouts. Of course they are. And you can understand it. I mean, people can say Poland are boring, but look at the players they've got. I've played the game. Look at the players Poland have got. I've played the game. But seriously, what are you expecting Poland to do in a game like this? You know, play two at the back and, you know, go all out attack. You're going to get beat 6-0. The best way for Poland to win this game is the best way for Australia to beat Argentina. Defend well. Deprive the opposition of space. Keep the line deep. And hope for something when you venture forward from a corner or something like that. We all want the underdog to do well. We all want them to get out of the group, and we all praise it when it happens. But then they hit the knockouts against someone like France, and it's like, you get a game like this. Michaela wants this sweater. You can't have this one that I'm wearing, Michaela, because it's mine, but you can get one by going to United Stand Shopify on your Google and just scan down and you'll see it. We do ship worldwide as well. Stu says, who prefers group stage football to knockout football? You're talking pish. I didn't say anybody. See, I love this. I love this. This morning, I put a tweet out about the Dutch players reacting to coming back to the hotel and winning. And I said, if England do that tonight, I'm supporting France next week. I think it's embarrassing. And people are, oh, you're so bloody miserable. I'm like, I couldn't give a shit. It's my opinion. Like, I think that the way that they celebrated is up to them. But I found it a little bit, you know, it's a round of 16 game that you've won. And they're celebrating like they've won the World Cup. Maybe I'm being a bit miserable, but it's still my opinion. And I'm just expressing it. Hello, welcome to the real world. I got people replying to me saying, can't believe you're saying that about a man who's had cancer. At what point did my tweet say anything about Louis van Gaal having cancer? In fact, the first 30 seconds of it, he's not even in it. It's bloody Memphis Depay and Van Dijk. And to be honest with you, I was probably swayed by the fact that Van Dijk took the piss out of my club last night. So maybe I was a bit anti-Dutch because of that. But when did I say the group stage is better than the knockouts? I didn't. But do you not notice this in the world we live in now? People take what you say and turn it into something completely different. So that when I thought the Dutch were a bit over the top in their celebrations, I'm actually having a pop at somebody who's had cancer. What? And when I said that the group stage tends to be more entertaining than the knockouts, I actually said, according to Stu, I think the group stage is better than the knockouts. I didn't say that. I said what happens is the group stage tends to be more open because there's less pressure, and the knockout stage tends to be a lot tighter because people don't want to get knocked out. I prefer the knockout stage to the group stage because of that. The margins for error are less. You can have penalties. It's more exciting, but you don't normally get the better football. What did Van Dijk do? Oh, he basically said that Gakpo, he was asked a question about corner to France. He was asked a question about Gakpo being linked to Real Madrid and Manchester United and whether he's ready to take that step up. And Van Dijk said, well, I don't want to be disrespectful, but you can't compare Real Madrid to Manchester United anyway. Basically saying that United are shit. Mark, if Banksy left one of his paintings in your studio, would you sell it or keep it there, says Zane? I'll probably keep it. Jasper, I don't really care what the Dutch do. It's up to them. All I'm saying is I just thought it was a bit cringe. I might be in the minority of 2%. I don't care. It's my opinion. I don't know why people get so het up about my opinion about something. All I was saying is if England react like that tonight after beating Senegal, I think it'll be a little bit cringe because we've got France on Saturday and getting through the round of 16 is not something to celebrate for England. You know, it's just about standards, isn't it? It's like winning an FA Cup quarter-final and celebrating like you've won it. I just personally just think it was a bit over the top. I don't care if you think completely the opposite. I get it. It's just an opinion. It's not that deep. I'm not Dutch. I don't care what the Dutch do. I don't know what their expectations are. And that's why I referenced England and said, if England celebrate like that, I'm supporting France next week because it's cringy. It's just an opinion. If you disagree with it, well done. But don't tell me that I have to agree with it when I didn't. It's just an opinion. People just get too, ooh, and Mbappe shoots and it just deflects wide. People can't stand it if someone's got a different view than them. I don't have to agree with everybody else, and you don't have to agree with everybody else. If you think Kylian Mbappe is just a French Nathan Redmond, you go for it. It's a prat of a comment, but if you believe it, you go for it. And if my comment about the Dutch over-celebrating is a prat comment, fine. But so what? Welcome to Earth in 2020, where everyone is a victim or snowflakes and twist everything people you say, says Andy and Bruno. Oh, it's the twisting I can't stand, Andy and Bruno. The fact that, you know, I said it was a bit cringy and I wouldn't want England to celebrate like that. And I actually had a journalist in my replies talking about Van Gaal having cancer. And I was going to reply and I thought, you know what, I'm not getting into this stupid argument. It's got nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. And I can't stand people who you say one thing and they go delving deep into something you're not even talking about and then, you know, start accusing you of something that you've never even considered. Giroud's just scored a fantastic goal, by the way, but there's been a collision between Chesney and Varane and their defender. And Giroud's just scored a brilliant overhead kick. So Chesney punches it away. There is actually no foul. It's just it's a head collision on Matty Cash. It comes back to Giroud, who does an overhead kick with his left foot and scores. I don't think VAR will review it. I mean, technically I agree with Brutos, it's a goal, but the referee has blown his whistle before Giroud does it. Chesney comes and punches the ball, clatters two players. They go down. Referee blows, Giroud scores an overhead kick. It's just one of those. It's not a foul. I think he's just done it because he thinks there might be a head injury there. He's having a laugh. He's having a laugh. Giroud's smiling, so it's one of those, isn't it? So half an hour to go here. Pal Mal's just made a great point. This is exactly what I'm talking about, and he is I think he is having a joke. And he says it's the same as saying that you're minimising the plight of post-war Polish people by getting excited about France scoring. Exactly. You know, that's the sort of thing people would say on Twitter if you celebrate a French goal, because everything's got a meaning it hasn't got. Everyone can find an angle to have a pop at you when you're not saying that thing. You know, my favourite breakfast cereal is Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. Oh, stop hating on Rice Krispies. Thanks for the super chat from Luke Jones. He says, people always hate my opinions. I can't help that I think Piers Morgan is really fit. Puppies are ugly and Maguire is world class with a great haircut. Luke, just keep being you. Why are the stands so empty, says Roshan. I hadn't noticed that they were. I can't really see that many empty seats. I mean, Poland's hasn't got a massive population. I can't see that many empty seats, to be honest. Temi wants to make a bet. He says, I'm from Senegal and we are sure that we are going to win through on penalties. I'm not going to bet about it, mate. Here's Griezmann, good run. Got options. Which way is he going to go? He goes to Dembele. The cross is a cut back to Mbappe, and he's a bit slow on the first touch, and it's intercepted. JP, thanks for the super chat. Justice for Rice Krispies, says Amu. I'll be trending in a minute. Cancel Goldbridge. He hates Rice Krispies. He's hating on Rice Krispies. What has Rice Krispies ever done? Justice for Rice Krispies. I haven't had Rice Krispies for years, actually. It's like, Rice Krispies is just basically eating milk with a crunch. They are just thin little things filled with air, aren't they? You can't get full on Rice Krispies unless you eat them dry. Does the winner or loser play Ivory Coast next? Is Sky Blue? I tell you what, I really hope Ivory Coast are in the next World Cup. Lovely ball by Griezmann out wide here to Hernandez. If they finish this off, Mbappe won't finish that off. But it was a lovely ball by Griezmann. And you know what? The French, I said this at half time, they just look like a complete team. It's the same as Brazil. They're strong at the back. They're strong in midfield. They've got the wingers. They've got the 10. They've got the goal scorer. They've got it all going on. I'll tell you what, someone just said there. My daughter made them yesterday as well. Those rice crispy cakes are lovely. You know the ones you can actually buy them. Rice crispy squares. I don't know how you make them. I think you have like marshmallows and shit in them, but yeah, they're very good. They're very good. Senegal's winning tonight, says Stev. Well, look, tune in tonight at we'll be live from about 6:30. The excitement's building for that. England tonight. We've got to deliver. It can't go out. We're not going to go out in the last 16. I'm convinced. I was convinced from the very start that England's tournament starts in the quarterfinals, and I'm not going to. I just can't see. Oh, lovely play by France there, but Mbappe's smacked it. Well, it's a shot that it's ended up going to Griezmann on the wing, but it was good build-up play. Griezmann's been on fire, says Jemmy. He's played really well, actually. They're dominating the ball second half. Poland just need to hang on. Mbappe trying to get a penalty there. And there's an offside, I think. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to hit 852,000 subscribers today. Click the button in the bottom right-hand corner and subscribe. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Let's see if we can hit 852k. You're all welcome on That's Football here. Got another super chat coming in from DJ. He says, not only do I brush my teeth with cold water, but I also warm my milk whenever I have cereal. Hey, I do that, DJ. I've been doing that for ages. Been doing that for years. I don't have cold milk on my cereal, unless it's Shreddies. I like them. Soak it for a couple of minutes as well. But no, cornflakes, warm milk. Weetabix, warm milk. Love it. Oh, it's bottom left-hand corner now, Mark, for subscribing. Is it? No, it's still in the right-hand corner for me. We've started something now. People are saying, can't have hot milk, warm milk, whatever. Cold milk's fine. Can Poland do anything? Cross came in. I mean, it's been another quiet day for Lewandowski, isn't it? It's just it's a consistent theme of watching Poland play and just not this anomaly of having one of the world's best strikers but not being an attacking side. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Imagine if you put Lewandowski in a German team or a USA team. Or a Spanish team. Here's Koundé. Cross is good. Side netting. Chumini's coming off here. I think it's to protect him for the quarterfinals. Fofana's on. I mean, yeah, somebody just said there, would he not be a good player for France? And I like Giroud, but Lewandowski's better, isn't he? I mean, yeah, again, look, you put Lewandowski, and that's the quality of Lewandowski, isn't it? You know, put him in that France team, he starts. Put him in the Spain team, he starts. USA, Germany. I mean, that's how good Lewandowski is. And then the problem is, and it's not a problem, it's who he plays for. It's where he's born. I mean, he bloody loves playing for Poland, but it is a bit of a contradiction in many ways that they have to set up so pragmatically because they are an underdog of international football, and yet they're blessed with this amazing striker that they can't get the best out of. They'd be better off with a world-class midfielder. They'd be better off with a world-class centre-back, because a world-class striker in that Polish side, it's almost a waste of time because they just can't play to the strengths. You know, with a player like Lewandowski, you need to be a team that's got 70% possession, who spends most of your time around the opposition's penalty box, and they don't. Stephen says, by saying you like warm milk, are you attacking those who are lactose intolerant? This is disgraceful. Yes, Stephen, you're right. Yeah, that's exactly what's happened there. I am attacking those people who are lactose intolerant by talking about warm milk. This is the world we're going to live in soon. Anything you say can be twisted to offend other people. If you go out to the pub tonight and you order yourself steak and chips, you are anti-chicken. You are a chicken hater. Where's the justice for those chickens? Trent won't be starting today, Temi. Roger says, breast is best, especially on your cereal. Oh, Roger, I just realised what you're talking about. You're talking about milk, aren't you? Imagine if you could buy breast milk down Tesco to put in your tea. Good tackle by Fofana there. Shit pass though. Greg says, do you think Rabiot is better than McTominay and Fred? No, I don't. I just think it's international football. I think people... We've said this for many years. As long as you live in the bubble of international football and enjoy what it is, it's enjoyable. The minute you start thinking it's comparable to Champions League or your domestic league is when you get into trouble. Rabiot has been very good, but he is not sensational. And Fred plays for Brazil. And we all know what Fred's like in a United shirt. So just because Rabiot does well for France doesn't mean he's one of the world's best midfielders. I mean, look at De Bruyne for Belgium. You'd think he plays for Preston. He's one of the best players in the world. International football is a weird thing, and I think international football is slower, and also international football is based on who you play for. Look at Lewandowski for Poland. You'd think he was bang average, but you put him in a team that's decent, and he's not. You provide him with chances, and he's not. Put Rabiot in a French team surrounded by quality, looks really good. Put Rabiot in the Polish team, he'd probably be shit. Mark, same as Portugal and Ronaldo, it's a graveyard shift, says AK. I am doing the England watch along. It's straight after this, mate. Have you put your tree up yet, says Roy. I've got two, yeah. People have more than one tree now, don't they? When I was a kid, you had one tree in your living room and that was it. Hader says, Mark, you're not young anymore. You need to watch your diet. Thanks for that. Poland are making subs. 20 minutes to go. I mean, one positive thing I would say about this Polish side, and I'll get the stats carousel going round. Remember, you can download OneFootball for free. They sponsor our stats carousel. Links in the chat. It's available on all platforms. Get all your latest breaking football news, transfer news on the OneFootball app. It's free to download and available on all platforms. There you can see Giroud's got the goal. Fofana's been subbed on. And we'll see what the Polish subs are in a minute. Yeah, when I was younger, you had one tree. That was it. Now, people have got trees in their living room, trees in their bedrooms. Real or fake? I do like a real tree, but and I'll be absolutely honest. I don't want those. You know, we could really get in trouble here by saying go for fake over real because you know there's all sorts of arguments about that. But I do like a real tree, and the reason I don't get a real tree has got nothing to do with the environment. It's because I can't be arsed. Can't be asked to go to the tree shop and pick out the right tree with loads of people there getting on my nerves. So I'd rather just have one that's in my loft that I can get out every year. Will Jackie Boo Boo start tonight, says Joshua Bowerwater. Thanks for ruining my day with that. Oh, God. I'd rather drink breast milk than hear that again. And that makes me sick. Mark, mate, you played the game. Mark, mate, you played the game, says Feasant. Grealish won't be playing tonight now. Still people talking about the Rashford dropping. I don't know whether that's being confirmed by anybody with any credibility yet. Poland pushing here. And that's what I was going to say about this game. The one thing I would say about Poland is they've worked very, very hard. And the fact that it's 1-0 with 20 minutes to go just gives them a bit of a chance, doesn't it? But now Mbappe is away. He can keep it on, but he's not going to get that. Varane does well there and they get rid of it. Rob Dorset on Sky has said that it looks increasingly likely that Marcus Rashford will be benched for England tonight with Saka and Phil Foden on the wings. Oh! Por favor! Por favor! Por favor! Gracias! Gracias, Mbappe. That's absolutely fantastic. What a hit. What a hit. Well, we had Messi yesterday. We've now had Mbappe tonight. And I'll tell you what, it might be predictable. The knockout stage may well be predictable. The favourites are stepping up, aren't they? And hopefully England will do it tonight. But it is quality from Mbappe to finish this game with 15 minutes to go. He's just smacked it into the roof of the net from the edge of the box. And look, that's his 4th goal of the tournament, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Disgusting defending, says Joe. That's negative. That's negative. You defender hater. But the way that they break away, it's good defending by Varane. Griezmann clears it. And this is the thing. They're away. Giroud with an immaculate touch. Drifts wide. Dembele. It's a 3v3 situation, really. Dembele finds Mbappe. And with the space to shoot, bang. Just power. Pure power. Pure power. What a hit. And that will be the game. And Deschamps loves it. And they step into the quarter-final where you just feel they're going to be playing England. But look, that's what France can do when a team opens up. And Poland haven't done that until now because it's the last 15 minutes and they've got to go for it. So look, have France been that good tonight? They've been good, but they've not been brilliant. But I think that's because Poland have defended and set their stall out. But as soon as that space appears, France are cutting edge. And we saw that then. You know, Griezmann gets it out. Giroud takes it down. Dembele across the pitch to Mbappe, goal. Didoff, can you unblock me on Twitter, mate? Mark, I miss you. I can't because I don't know what your bloody Twitter handle is. You should have put that in there, you brat. Do you think Southgate will leave if we lose tonight, says Billy? There is a rumour going round, and you can take it or leave it. There is a rumour going round that Southgate is going to leave no matter what, and that Pochettino is going to take the job. Do with that what you will. Keeper should have stopped it, really, shouldn't he? Golden boot coming. Yeah, so Mbappe has got 4 goals, hasn't he now? Top scorer with 4. Morata, Messi, Rashford all on 3. And Gakpo left in the tournament. Valencia, Ecuador 3 is out, so he can't add to his total. But Mbappe's got 4. And Morata, Messi, Rashford and Gakpo are those on 3. And it sounds like Marcus Rashford's going to be on the bench tonight. Don't forget to tune in at 6:30 for that one. Kick off at 7 o'clock. Animated bridge for sure. I'm excited about it. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to get up to 852k tonight. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the channel. On That's Football. Everybody is welcome. And yeah, I'll be doing my match reaction to the England game tonight as well. I always do a match reaction for that. Mbappe surpasses Pele for most World Cup goals before 24, says SD. And would you rather have no arms or no legs, says Jacob. Yeah, we're not doing that argument, Jacob. Ooh, Lewandowski, heavy touch. Connor de Guna. And Mbappe looks like a turtle, says Sky Blue Smurf. I think that the reason Chesney gets beat there is because the way that Mbappe, it looks like he's going to whip it in the other corner. So maybe the power's just beating him because it's not where he anticipated it was going to go. And the French substitutions start to rain in now. You know, unfortunately as well, I've got to say that we do need better games in this knockout stage. I said this at the start of the game. I fancied this would be 2 or 3-0 to France, and we may well be in a position with the 10 to 20 minutes to go where it's a dead duck of a game, isn't it? And lo and behold, that has happened. We need. I don't mind a team winning 2-0, but when it's the team that's winning 2-0 who's the favourite against the team that's played defensive, we need more than this. Mark, mate, I fear for his back line versus the front 3, says Connor. Yeah, let's not be too disrespectful to Senegal yet. Mark, if Mbappe wins his 2nd World Cup and becomes the top scorer, does this put him above Haaland for good, says Hungary? Not necessarily. If the quarter-final is England versus France, then there's no hope for England, says Mo. You never know, mate. You never know. Poland had a big chance at 0-0. You've always got a chance. If you defend well, you've always got a chance. Kylian Mbappe against Kyle Walker will be quite interesting, Sean says, because of the pace that Kyle Walker's got. We'll also have the player ratings on the England game tonight. So we've got the website where we use for United Stand, and we do it on the United Stand where we'll open it up with about 20 minutes to go, and every England player, you can mark them out of 10, 6 being the average, and then we can aggregate and get an aggregated player rating based on all of you watching, which is interesting. So you can get involved with that later as well. I think the Haaland-Mbappe thing, I wouldn't even do a poll on it, because I did a poll on it about 2 months ago when Haaland was scoring all the goals in the Premier League, and he won with 75% of the vote. And then I did one last week, and Mbappe won with 75% of the vote. And that, in a nutshell, encapsulates the world we live in. Recency bias. Like, Haaland is breaking Premier League goal records and Mbappe's playing in France, you do a poll, Haaland wins by a lot. World Cup's on, Haaland's not in it, Mbappe's scoring goals, Mbappe wins it. And that's in the space of 2 months. So it's very hard to have a debate about something because people don't take into account the bigger picture. They just go with recency bias. I think we're all guilty of that. I mean, Haaland is still a player that's is going to break Premier League goal scoring records. And Mbappe is still a player that is the top scorer in the World Cup and looks fantastic. I think it should be closer to 50-50. I think they're both fantastic, but it's heading the way. It's sort of like a wish version of Messi and Ronaldo, where one player scores a hat-trick, they're the GOATs, the next night the other one scores a hat-trick. And I think it's close between Mbappe and Haaland. They're very, very different types of players. Who would I rather have in my team? Depends what my team is. If it was England, probably would prefer Mbappe. What is the difference between Pogba and Rabiot? Pogba is in a good team and inconsistent in an average team. Like Rabiot, true world-class player, lifts a team to high levels like Casemiro to Sebastian. The perplexing thing about Rabiot is that he doesn't get picked very often for his club teams. I really want England to lose, but I also would love to see France-England. I'm torn, says SBU. I don't know what your nationality is. Maybe a Scottish. Scooby-Doo. Maybe a Scottish. But I understand that. There'll be Welsh and Irish people feeling the same. But for the good of the tournament, I think, and being English as well, and biased, of course I want to see England play France. Be a massive week to build up towards that. I'd be very excited about it. But I'm not going to disrespect Senegal. Senegal could go the same way as Colombia did in the World Cup, where we end up in penalties. Ali says, Mbappe is overrated. What does he really offer other than pace? Keeper should have saved that. He won't have his pace forever, says Ali. Yeah, apart from the fact that he just played a brilliant assist for the first goal to Giroud that had nothing to do with pace. England will beat France, says Nico. And Marvin says, if anyone can beat France, it's England. If you look at the way that Poland have played against France, I think England would play the same way. You pragmatically set yourself up and try and hit on the break. And actually, England would have more quality on the break than Poland because of the quality of players that we've got. So, France haven't had it easy against Poland. Can I be your 1,000th follower? Love you, GOAT, says DDOF. And stop thinking teams have to beat to entertain you, Mark, says Sam. Well, of course, why should I stop thinking something because Sam tells me to do it? How's about I'll do what I want to do and you do what you want to do, but you don't tell me what to do. Thank you. Faison, you're looking cute today. Thank you very much. Rabiot has been class for Juve this season, says QT. And if England did lose, is that Southgate finish, says Mannix? I think Southgate's got to go anyway. Unless he wins the tournament, I think he's got to go anyway. Because even if Southgate gets us to the semi-final, if I was the FA, I'd be going, well, we need to change this. We can't just keep having a manager that can only take us as far as a final or a semi-final. We've got to actually win it. And I don't think he's capable of winning anything. So I think he's got to go this tournament no matter what. It's got to be his last tournament. And, certainly, if he got knocked out tonight, he's 100% got to go. I think if he gets knocked out in the quarterfinals, 100% he's got to go. If he gets to the semi-finals, look, whether he'll go or not, probably not. But if we get knocked out tonight, he's got to go. And if he gets knocked out in the quarterfinals, I think he's got to go because the argument will be we've not really played anybody until the quarterfinals and then you got beat. But I don't really want to be thinking about stuff like that a couple of hours before a game that I'm really excited about where, we've got to deliver. I've always felt that we would get to the quarterfinal and I think that's when the tournament starts for England and that's where we'll get our first test. And we know it'll be France. So let's not slip up tonight. Let's do what's expected of us. Let's beat Senegal. Let's be respectful. Let's work hard. Let's have a good game. And one way or another, let's get through, and then let's set up this game against France, which I think will be arguably game of the tournament so far, on paper. Baltra says, I hope Southgate becomes the Liverpool manager one day. Oh, I'd love it. I'd love it. The beginning of the end. So teams should only celebrate a win if it's a final, says Anthony David. Yeah, we're not going down that road, Anthony. You've not listened. You're trying to start something that's not going to happen. Opinion on Arteta to Man City in 2025, says Faison. Well, I'd like to. There's a lot of empty seats now. I suppose people are just leaving. Where they're leaving? Where are they leaving to go to though? Like, it's not like it's a local game where you're going to beat the traffic. Surely you've got a hotel and, you know, you're in Qatar for numerous other reasons than just, you know, you're not going straight to the airport, are you? Yeah, from the Arteta question, I think it would be sad for Arsenal if Arteta was going to go to Man City because that's a step up. I think Arsenal are trying to be more than that, aren't they? Which one do you prefer, Messi v Ronaldo final or England in the final? Says Shahin. Oh, always England, always England. And I don't think we'll see. Matty Cash just got booked there. I don't think. No, it wasn't Matty Cash actually. Yes, it was Matty Cash. I don't think we'll see a Portugal-Argentina final. I'd be stunned if we saw that, really. But I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. Your prediction on South Korea versus Brazil tomorrow. Can Korea win? How would you set up to beat Brazil? Can Son and Kim Min-jae lead to victory against Brazil? That, to me, would be shock of the tournament if South Korea beat Brazil. Let's not forget, South Korea beat Portugal reserves to come through. Brazil have looked very strong like France, I think, unfortunately. It will be probably quite similar to this. Quite a straightforward favourite win. And do you think Pogba will take Rabiot's place in Juve's midfield? I don't know if Pogba can be consistent if he's back fit, says Sebastian. I think Pogba has to because, you know, he's a star player and they'll have invested a lot of money in his wages and everything. So I think he's got to come into that team, hasn't he, really? But we may never see, you know, I know I always liked Pogba, and but it was definitely the time to go. And I know he wanted to leave United, but I mean, we're very lucky that he didn't sign the contract that was offered him, because I think you've got to question whether Paul Pogba will actually ever play again to the levels that he has and the consistency he has, because he's got a lot of he's had a lot of injury problems over the last 2 years. And any United fan will tell you that Pogba normally picks up a couple of bad injuries per season, and he's out for normally 6 weeks, twice a season. So the older he gets, the more that probably increases. So I don't think we're going to see Paul Pogba be able to play, you know, consistently for a season or two ever again. I think he's going to have injury problems. I hope not, but I think that's the future for Pogba. I'm doing the England watch along tonight. Jaden will be live from 6:30. Yes, cannot wait. So excited for it. So excited that this game's been pretty dull as a game. I think France have been, you know... Oh, he's done it again. He's done it again. He's sat me down again. You talk about dull. He's just scored an absolute rip-roarer. This guy ain't real. Absolute power on that one again, and curl and swerve. He's got 5 goals. He's locking down the golden boot. He's got the polish out already. He's engraving the name on it. Kylian Mbappe is lighting up this World Cup. And people may say, is he really the real deal? I want him to get out the French League. I want him to go and test himself in La Liga or the Premier League, because he's wasted in the French League. No disrespect to the French League, but he's been there for what, 5, 6, 7 years? He's got to get out of there, and he's got to start playing at a higher level, because he is, without question, up there as one of the best players in the world at the moment, and he is lighting up this tournament. 3-0 to France. Comfortable win. Another favourite wins comfortably. Poland just can't hold a torch to this. Lewandowski, no doubt, will look at it and go, oh, I wish it was me. I wish it was me. But he's in a team that can't provide him with service. And Mbappe's in a team that can provide him with the service. And even if they can't, he can do things like this. Golden Boot winner. It's on the download for Mbappe. 5 goals already, and we've not hit the quarterfinals. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. And am I right in thinking that Mbappe didn't even play against Tunisia? So he's got 5 goals in 3 games. And Lewandowski did get a chance there. I don't know how long the referee's going to add on. 5 minutes. Yeah, this is not a game to add 10 minutes on. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner. Remember, we're live for the England game at 6:30 tonight for a 7 o'clock kickoff. We've got 15,000 people watching. Hopefully you're going to tune in later as well. I'm sure some of you will be wanting an England win like me. You might even be having a few beverages. I'm pumped up and I'm excited for this one. Yeah, very, very excited. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. It's free to do, and get involved with the That's Football community. We're ready to go. We're ready for England to join France in the quarterfinals, but we're not disrespecting Senegal, and I'm really hoping that they give us a good game. I mean, I don't want them to win, but I'm hoping we get a good. We need, you know what? We need a good game anyway. I think the first 3 games of the knockouts have been too straightforward for the favourites. We're overdue a good game. We're not getting the 0-0s anymore. We're getting plenty of goals. That's great, but they're all a bit straightforward for the favourites at the moment. Are we now at the point where we're just going to end up with the shocks in the group stage? We hit the knockout stage and the big teams are just going through the gears. The Netherlands, Argentina, now France. Are the big teams just going to start getting serious now? And we're just going to see the disappearance of those underdogs. 3 of them are gone. 3 of the favourites are through. 3 from 3. Luke says, don't worry about Mbappe getting the golden boot. We'll knock him out next. Well, remember, Rashford's got 3 goals for England, but might not be adding to his tally tonight because it looks like he's not starting. That's the rumour going round, that it's going to be Saka and Foden as the wingers. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky for Poland there. Good save by Lloris. He's had to make a couple of saves. So here's the England team. Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Bellingham, Henderson, Rice, Foden, Saka, Kane. So that's the team coming out. That's coming out via Thogden, who is, well, it's actually Sam on Twitter who's put it there, but it's via Thogden. And he says, Thogden, that's from Thogden, and Thogden's got a really good England source. Yeah, I know who Thogden's England source is. It is a really good source. Southgate buys him presents on Christmas Day morning, so figure that one out. Not Thogden. Southgate doesn't buy Thogden Christmas presents, but he buys the source Christmas presents every day for years. That's your little riddle. Yeah, so it's a back 4. Henderson, Bellingham and Rice. I'd like to see a Foden in there, but look, Rashford can be good off the bench. Maybe he's carrying an injury as well. I don't know, but he's good off the bench. Yeah, Blagdon, you got it right. A few of you got it right now. That's been known for about 2 or 3 years as well. All through the Euros, that's why Thogden was giving out that team news. Mbappe, so, yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? International manager, and that's where the information's coming from. Mbappe's international career has had a good chance of becoming the greatest ever. Great team, great service, and great player, says Billy Jones. Billy Marsh, the team has been leaked. It's not officially out yet. We might have a handball here for Poland. I mean, it's not going to matter. Yeah, I'd give the handball there. Unnatural arm position. I'd give that as a handball. I'd give that. I mean, it's not going to matter, is it? But rules are rules. You've got to follow the rules. Penalty to Poland. Yeah, so England team has come out. Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Bellingham, Henderson, Rice, Foden, Saka, Kane. No Rashford. Rashford dropped for England. He's missed it. Lewandowski's missed it. He's bloody missed it. And that's the final whistle. Oh no, he's going to retake it. He's got to retake it. What's the point? What's the point? Oh yeah, he's way off his line. He is way off his line, but what's the point? We're in the 97th minute. It's 3-0. He's miles off his line. He would have missed it. It was a crap penalty, though. He was going to miss it anyway. Oh, come on. They're having a bloody meeting about it. Just take the penalty. It doesn't matter. It's 3-0 with the last kick of the game. Just take it. Matters for the bookies, says Eric. Yeah, but I don't think it matters for the French or Polish player. I mean, it matters for Lewandowski, of course, but just take it. Get on with it. 98th minute of 5 added on. Could get penalties tonight. Are you excited? I'm excited. Even if you don't want England to win, you've got to be excited. The excitement of us getting knocked out. And he scored that one, Lewandowski. Can we blow the whistle now, ref? He's happy. I suppose it's a World Cup goal for your country, isn't it? Not many people do that. The comeback is on. The comeback is on. It's 3-1. Poland, they only need another 2. And there's no time to be added on. Get excited. Ronaldo would like that. Personal stats. Yeah. Oh, yeah. On a personal point of view, it's a competitive goal in the World Cup. It matters a lot to Lewandowski. But in the wider scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. The game is over. Mbappe and Lewandowski have a little bit of a chat. And they can go their separate ways. Poland go home. France go through to the quarterfinals. Will England be joining them in the quarterfinals? We will find out. I am back live at 6:30. Going to have a bite to eat now. Quick bath, freshen up, iron the top, and we're ready to go at 6:30. Thanks everyone for watching, by the way. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Remember, Thogden's mates leaked the England team, and it is a good source, as we said. Gets his Christmas presents off Gareth every Christmas Day morning. So, you know, that's where the leaks are coming from, people. That close to the manager. You'd be bloody fuming if you were Southgate, wouldn't you? Thanks for watching. Speak to you all at 6:30.